Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wednesday, February 24th. We are here, and I am so excited to be on tonight as we finish up our guest speakers for this month with the theme being love. Now, what a great way of finishing up and talking about eternal love. And I couldn't think of a better person, and I'm going to introduce her in a little bit. But you know how we roll, guys. We don't really start to like 7:03 Central Time because I give you guys a little time to come on. So come on in, say hello, let us know where you're watching from. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your juice, grab your water, whatever you're grabbing. Come on in and let's say hello. So, good evening, Beth. So good to see you. I'm so glad to have you on here this evening. And I will introduce our special guest in a little bit. Hello, Priscilla. Good to see you. And Allison, Priscilla will be on the back end helping out and posting your website. If you can do that, Priscilla, thank you so much. So, I am just excited. Hello, Sharon. Good to see you. Come on in, guys. Say hello so we know you're here. And so awesome to have everyone here. It is really good. I like your haircut. Thank you. Thanks so much. Dee Dee, good to see you. And here, you guys, this is Allison's website. It's www.honeyheart.ca. Okay. And so excited.
Thank
And
you.
she's good about that. Hello, Irma. Hello, Karen from Michigan. Thank you, Karen, for being on here. Dina, hello. Sarah May, you're awake? Sarah May, all the way from the UK. She's in North
Oh,
Wales. So,
awesome.
Shannon, hello. Amy Marie, hello. And yes, this is Allison's Facebook account as well, facebook.com/honeyheart.ca/. And Mary McCormick, good to see you. So here we are, 7:03. So now I can officially say welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have Allison on here. Allison, we met online. We met online, and there's many connections that we have. We have the connection through Celebrate Your Life, obviously, Liz Dawn, and we also know Sunny Dawn Johnson. But and I'm going to ask Allison to prop the prop for me. But we both were authors in the book The Courageous Heart,
Yes.
and there it is. And your chapter um, is beautiful. It's wonderful. And
Mhm.
before I even say anything about it, here's what I'm going to do. I would love for you to tell people what you do, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight. So, Allison, the floor is yours. So, just welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Elias. That was a wonderful, warm welcome. I love seeing all the comments. Hello, everybody. My name is Allison, and my nickname is HoneyHeart, and I've turned that into my company and my brand. So I am a legacy grief coach for those that lost a parent, as well as a HeartMath coach in personal resilience. And I recently became certified in the Veterans Yoga Project Mindful Resilience for Trauma Recovery Training. So I'm also a yoga teacher. And my passion is cultivating heart to heart connections, just the authenticity that comes from sharing our experiences through the good times and the bad times. And let's make the best of it, you know? Yeah.
And you do some wonderful work besides all this. We were just talking off the air, guys. We're talking off the air, and Allison makes angel candles.
Yeah.
You want to show them?
So, yeah, I will. I'll just give you a little backstory on that first. So, it's called I call this Project Angel. It's on my website. If you go there, there's a link to Project Angel, and you get to see them there. So, I make these little Angel of Love candles out of beeswax. And I handcrafted them myself, and they are to commemorate a loved one that you lost. So it's a way to sweeten bereavement. And through the sale of these angels, which is nonprofit for me, I volunteer my time to do it. I sponsor a memorial beehive at Heritage Garden Cemetery. That's locally here where I live, just near Vancouver, British Columbia. So I'll be getting all the honey this year, and it's just, I love that I've been able to literally turn my heartbreak into honey. So, and then help others.
And I think that's beautiful. I think
Thank
that is
you.
just such, I don't know. Do you want to tell people a little bit about, I mean, not to give away the whole thing, because please go out, you guys, and purchase the book, The Courageous Heart. But tell them a little bit about your chapter. What made you want to write that chapter?
Well, that is a good one, a good question. My story is the last chapter called The Diamond Inside in The Courageous Heart. You guys have seen it, I'm sure. And it's the first time I've written a nonfiction story that was this long, too. So it was quite a challenge. And I really just wanted to go more in depth on why I became a legacy grief coach. I lost my dad to a sudden death in 2015. And I also have the challenge of being a caregiver to my mom who has Alzheimer's. So, through the last several years, my dad passed 5 years ago, and especially the challenges in the last couple of years, how I've moved through them has really given me so much wisdom and just such a deep connection to my own heart and to love. I mean, this is where our love lives. It's in us. It is us. So my story goes into sharing a lot more of that and how you can look at it more in a practical way to tap into your own wisdom that your heart carries.
And what do you think, Allison? Because I know, I lost my parents 20 years ago and my dad 19
Mm.
years ago. And that feeling, I remember the other day I had to go to Chicago because there was a box that I still had in my old apartment in the
Mm.
storage bin. So I got it out and it was photo albums. And it was like an 11 by, oh, you can't see it if I'm here in the screen, 11 by 14. It was a big photo album. And I opened it up. It's not like I haven't seen my mom's picture of her wedding before, but it was my mom. She was looking down and her hands were crossed and she was just looking, obviously the photographer posed her in that position and she was looking at her wedding ring. Do you know that I just lost it? After 20 years. And I said, Mom, you were a beautiful woman. And I'm so grateful that, you and Dad adopted me. I mean, she was 27 when she got married. She was just an amazing woman. I mean, I think she was 27. If I did I do the math right? No, because she wasn't. No, let's see. now I'm like, oh my God, how old was my
You know
mom when
what?
she got married?
You know what I call that is when you're over 40, like maybe some
Some of us
people,
are. Yep.
calculating doesn't matter.
Yeah, she was around 27. So yeah, because she turned 28 in July. So she was
Oh.
27 when she got married and my dad was 37. So just to see her, and
Mm.
it was the full dress, but it was a picture on one side and the other side was the close up.
Mm.
And the kindness, just the sweetness of her smile and the kindness, it just brought all this stuff up. So how do you help people to, I want to say, to grieve, to go through the grieve process?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up. And by the way, that's a beautiful story. And I think that the power of images and whether we have things that we kept from our parents or loved ones, they really hold a lot of power and there's a lot of meaning in that. So it was great in that moment, you were able to connect with her too on that level. And um, where I come in as a coach is a little bit different because I'm not a counselor. And so when people go through the initial stages of grief, when it's fresh, that is your journey. That is something that you need to go through. You need your family and friends and take in all that support. Where I come in as a coach is when you've had that time period, but you're really still struggling and you cannot move on, or you feel stuck. Like for myself, I was stuck for a couple years. And it wasn't until I was able to transition into letting myself grow and blossom. That's what I do for clients. So we go through a process over 8 weeks where a little bit about that is one of the best things that you can take away from the loss is to sit down and go over what were the things, attributes, or skills or personality traits that, maybe you don't want to carry that forward in your life, or what are the good things, and take the best of that and embody it to live your legacy, because we're still here, right?
Right.
And that's the thing. The journey never really ends. And so we've got to be able to embody the best so we can be an example for others too, and for the generations that come after.
That's so true. So
Yeah.
true. Let me just say hello to a couple people, and
Yeah.
then if you guys have any questions for Allison, please ask. So Mary McCormick, hello Ruth, hello Jenny, Sasha, good evening. Yvonne is also a Canadian, so welcome. That's where Allison's from, you guys. Amanda, hello. Pat Johnson, good evening. Love the name HoneyHeart. Awesome. And this is Allison's Instagram account here, you guys. So you can see that there. Ruth said, that's beautiful. Regina says, hello. God bless you. I lost both of my parents in 2015. Processed a lot of grief that year. Yep. Yeah. Priscilla said, my dad passed suddenly in 2015 as well. Allison, that is an amazing project. One of the beautiful candles. I love the memorial beehive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Regina, it's all good. All good. Ruth, my mom's been gone 2 years now. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. And you're telling Regina, you're telling your friend Joanne to come on. Got it. Hello, Chris Ross. Long time no see. Jewel, good to see you. And Jill, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So, eternal love. I know we talked about when we talked about you coming on this month. That is something, and I want to tell this to everyone. We're made up of energy, and everything is energy, right? And the table, the chair, the air that we breathe, everything is energy. So when someone leaves, yes, the physical body is gone, but that energetical piece, that energy of their essence is still with us. It's still there. We can talk to that energy. We can talk about that energy. We can bring, as Allison said earlier, how she, to really know that we are legacies of these people, especially if they were parents. I mean, let me go this way. These two right here, I mean, I am their legacy. I have the best of my mom and dad. I made these corny jokes the other day. I'm like, oh my God, I'm turning into my father. One of my dad's worst jokes, and many of you know this, one of my dad's worst jokes is when we used to go out to eat. We'd go out to eat every Friday. Of course, we would have to go to a Greek family restaurant. And my dad would always order almost the same thing. Almost. It was Spanish style halibut fish. And it was baked. And it was basically like tomato sauce over fish, basically. But he would tell the waitress in this really bad tone, I'll have the halibut. And he'd lean in for the halibut. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, please not again. Please not again. Please. And every time I'm like, Dad, you're not going to have the halibut, are you? He's like, yeah. I'm like, please don't make the joke. Just please don't do it. And I was like 16 at that time. But
Yeah.
now, I remember that and I just giggle. I
Yeah.
giggle because he got the biggest kick out of it and just loved it. Just loved it.
Yeah.
So,
I bet
so
you want to throw that joke out now and then, don't you? Just
oh, of
yourself?
course I do.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. I'm like, yeah, why not? So, Mary Love, good evening. I'm so glad
Mm.
that you remembered to join us. And just so you know, Allison, Mary lost her husband a couple of
Mm.
months ago,
Mm.
and she's been having
Sorry.
some time getting through all this. Ruth says, since my mom has
Mm.
been gone, I'm having a hard time doing crafting. Just can't get into it. Not sure
Mm.
why.
And that's okay. I saw that pop up and I thought, be patient with yourself. It's okay if you don't feel like doing something you used to do before when that person was in your life. Just it's okay, And I wanted to mention Mary Love. I love that your last name is Love. How awesome is that? Sweetheart. And your picture is a heart. So I have something for you might be interested in. My beautiful friend Paula Meyer also lost her husband a couple of years ago. And she is an event planner and she is starting a brand new group called From Gloom to Bloom. And the course is starting in April and she's developing a Facebook group. She already has a Facebook group right now. Hang on, let me get the name of it. Maybe I'll do that after. Put it in the links. For women, anyone who's gone through any type of grief, whether it be death, divorce, or job loss, or just pandemic grief. This is for women to help empower other women so we can grow and bloom together. So maybe that's something you'd want to look into. To have that support of a community and a network is so important after any type of trauma, really.
I think that's beautiful. And just let us know. And then if you just
Yeah.
say it, Priscilla
Let
can
me.
type it up for you.
Okay, so the current group right now, it's private. It's called Wow is Me, Women of Worth. And then GP Eventworks, so G and P Eventworks is also on Facebook, and she'll be posting more about the new online summit From Gloom to Bloom soon because it starts in April. So
And you're going to be a guest speaker.
yes, I'll be a guest speaker on there too. So myself and actually Sunny Dawn Johnson and a whole bunch
Oh,
of
good.
really great people will be there. I don't know if I gave away too much too soon, but anyways, that's it is really helping me even years down the road. I'm also dealing with grief from my anticipatory grief right now, which is also something that we experience when someone has an illness and we caretake. So my mother has Alzheimer's, and so I'm a full-time caretaker for her. And it's helping me just being in the group around other women too. So yeah.
Mary says she'll check it out. Thank you. You're welcome. Priscilla would like you to talk about your meditations and where we can find them.
Oh, thanks, Priscilla. Actually, right now they're not available. The app that they were on has changed their platform, and so I'm currently in production of getting them released so you can download them from my website in the future, probably April, May. So for now, it's just a waiting period on that. But I did create one called Silent Reunion, and it's for those that lost a parent and want to take some time to connect. And really, where we connect is in our heart. And Elias, I have to say, when you were talking, you mentioned essence and the energy. And I wrote essence on my whiteboard right above my computer here a couple of days ago. And something that I thought of last night was when we are fully presence, I came up with the word presence.
That's cool.
Because that is what we distill down from our life experiences, the essence, the wisdom, the good stuff, the honey, right? And we want to take that and we want to share that because that's healing.
It is so healing. And, and think about it. Think about how healing honey is. I mean,
Yes.
honey can heal so many things that people don't realize that. And it's the sweetness and I think this is because I don't watch when I channel in the angels, I don't watch it afterwards because I don't know what my face does and I don't want to know because I don't want to look
Yeah.
at myself and be self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
So I remember bits and pieces. I know the angels always talk about the essence, and I know that I think they once talked about the nectar of life. So I think that's really super cool. It is amazing. Now, Priscilla wrote, wow is me,
Yes.
women of worth.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. 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 Let's see what people are saying here. Since my mom, okay, yes, we talked about crafting. It's hard for me to think that I can never go home to dad since our childhood house has been demolished or he isn't coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, honey. I really feel you on that one. When my dad passed away, actually he passed away on his birthday of
Oh my
all
gosh.
days. Yeah.
Wow.
He passed away and he was living in our family home. That was the only home that I knew. I grew up for, at that time, 38 years there, and my brothers and I couldn't afford to keep it, so we had to sell it. And that was really hard. And I actually, that house pops up in my dreams a lot of times, like I'm going through the house. I think because I do miss that. I don't have that home familiarness. It's the familiar, right? It's
Right.
the comfort and the memories. And again, I think it comes down to be patient because and be kind to yourself. It definitely is different. Life is definitely different, but I no longer have that pain. And trust me, I did not think I would survive. I did not. I was so close with my dad. Actually, I think it was a couple months before he passed that we were doing what we love to do, just go for a walk in nature. And I said to him, you're gonna have to live forever because I can't live without you. And that was a lot of pressure on him, but I did get through it, and it took time, and time is an illusion anyway, right? So be loving, kind, patient with yourself, and it's different, but we can celebrate. We can take the best, and we can celebrate and be that example for others.
And the interesting piece that I tell everybody, because when I do the psychic medium stuff, and we all know that, well, I know that everybody else doesn't know that you have intuitive psychic abilities as well, and that you hear and see.
Yeah. I never knew I was psychic or didn't know that I would get these superpowers, but yes, through meditation that I've been doing the last 3 years, these abilities have just turned on. I have clairaudience, and I see sometimes. So when my eyes are closed and it's black, sometimes a word will pop up like in white, and sometimes I see images and other things too. So what is the seeing called?
Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant. Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel too. I'm definitely an empath. I feel everybody's pain.
And you're, that clairsentient is really, yeah. It's fascinating work, and we all have that intuition. We all have it. We just have to, it always pops up in a way. And what I was going to say was, whether it's someone passed away a month ago, 20 years, 30 years, and please let me know your thoughts. Grief is grief. Everybody handles it differently. No one's going to tell you at 3 months you should be in this stage. At 5 years you should be this.
Yeah. No.
Again, that one thought, that one memory brought a flood of memories. And dream time, you guys, you can ask your loved ones to come through in dream time. Now, just don't do what I did for a whole year, is I would look at my mom and say, what are you doing here? You're dead. And then I would wake up and I'm like, Oh my God. Darn it.
Yeah.
And so frustrating. So frustrating.
Yeah.
And hello, Lee Michael. Good to see you. Good to have you on here. Lee is in Sunny Dawn Johnson's group with me, my spiritual biz, and he's also a psychic medium. He has been on with me before. So good to have you, Lee. Thanks for being here. Um, Now, this is interesting, isn't it? Regina said her dad passed on her brother's birthday.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
my dad was really into dates. My dad knew everybody's birthday. My dad knew everybody's anniversary. My dad would know, in the Greek tradition, you have your names day. So you're named after certain saints' day, in a sense.
Mm.
So he knew everybody's saints' day. And
Wow.
my mom's birthday was July 14th. My mom's saints' day was July 17th. And my saint's day is July 20th. So it was really, that week was always a big week, right?
Yeah.
The year after my mom died, I decided to take a trip with my ex the day after her birthday. I thought that would be the best day to do it, it would be a whole year and we could do it and it'd be fine. We get on the boat leaves the shore. It's never like you see in the movies, people. It's never like all the people are like, yay, goodbye, goodbye. It's like a couple people on the deck, they're like, see ya. So my cell phone's still working. We're leaving, and I get the phone call that my dad passed.
Oh. Yeah.
My dad died the day after my mom's birthday.
Oh.
So I just he planned it that way. I could hear her like, don't die on my birthday. You cannot, because my mom always used to say, that's my day. You could have every other day, but it's my day. And in my head, I'm thinking, just like Mother's Day, just like your anniversary and your birthday. Those are your days and your Saint's Day. So she would say that, but I could just, I could see he wanted to be part of that celebration of that week. So it would be the 14th, the 15th, the 17th, and the 20th. And I just, I just think that they kind of know what they're doing up there. It's us that has the issue down here. We miss them. We
Yes.
miss them. But I think, like you said, a suggestion, and I've done this myself, is on my dad's birthday, I'll play Glenn Miller band music. I will make recipes that my mom's made when I'm having a really bad day. And sorry, Mom, I'm using this as an excuse. But I'm like, oh, I'm thinking of my mom. Oh, look, let's have another Reese's peanut butter cup, because that was one of her favorites.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just really important to celebrate, like you said, celebrate the memory, because
Yeah.
I feel that they're sad when they see us sad. They want us
Yeah.
to remember all the good that they've done and pass on the legacy. And that's why I love your work. I
Yeah.
just
Oh,
love
thank you.
your work. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's see what people are saying.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Glad to be here with both of you. Thank you. Regina, how neat that your dad celebrated the Saints' Day too. So special. Oh, yes. My dad was my dad had a memory like an elephant. It was just, he had a photographic memory.
It's kind of
Super
like
smart.
it's kind of like you have your own Holy Week in July
The
there,
Holy Week in July.
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Totally. I found my dad crossed over. I found my dad crossed over 5 years ago. He was so peaceful, absolutely lost without my best friend. Dream last night in childhood home. He was in the dream, but he never talks in any dream. Isn't that frustrating, Jill? I know. And it took about a couple years for my mom to talk. And I will always go back to the childhood house, because my mom was born in the house that I was raised in.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
that when we moved from the southeast side of Chicago to the North Shore, which is a suburb, the North Shore suburbs of Chicago, it was a huge move. And I could imagine that house that was, 50 some years old had all that memory that she was just packing up and
Yeah.
leaving it. Jewel says, I keep smelling my dad's cigarette smoke.
Mm. And that's another Claire thing.
It is
I
and here it is right here.
yeah.
Clairsentient means clear feeling. Clairaudience means clear smelling. Claircognizant, clear
Um,
knowing.
mm.
Clairgustance means tasting. And clairvoyance means seeing. And clairaudience means hearing. So there's all the clairs. My
Thank
clair is not
you.
on there. The eclair should be on there. The eclair should be on. Should be one of the
Claire. I
clairs.
love that.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
I wanted to say actually, I think it takes, and I don't know, but I feel like it might take them some time when they're in spirit to learn how to be in
yes.
dreams and do that, because I have to tell you, I was just heartbroken. My dad was also my best friend, my rock, my everything. And I struggled with it for a long time, but then I also had to I had to actually put on a service, and then I had to be executor and all this responsibility. So I didn't have a lot of time to process in the beginning, but I was, people say, oh, you'll know when they're near, you'll feel them. And I kept thinking, are you serious? I feel nothing. And I was pissed at the world. Um, but my dad came to my dream the first time, I think it was about 6 weeks after he passed. Because he passed in November, and so this was right after Christmas. And he was standing there. There was like a crowd of people, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, "Dad!" And I like went running, and I like jumped over some table, and I just hugged him, and I was sobbing in the dream, and I said to him, I didn't get to say goodbye.
Mm.
And his voice, and he said, I know, that's the part I don't like. And that was really powerful, because I didn't believe I would ever feel him. And then actually later on in the dreams, over time, it just happened that there was one time we were out in nature hiking, and in the dream, he was standing on a log, and he was like, "Look, I'm on this log. I'm here. I'm like in the dream." So he was excited because he figured out how to do that.
Yeah,
So
and what I know is from what I'm told. Now, this is not, again, guys, go with what you feel. This is just my experience. I don't usually get anyone unless there's an emergency. I don't get anybody for the first 40 days. They're learning, just like Jesus, that whole 40-day thing. They're learning,
yeah,
and it's a huge thing, and it's challenging. I remember as you were talking, I was thinking of a story. And I'm like, oh, and now it just see what happens at 56. Allison's like gone. Um, so because I'm reading what Jenny
yeah,
says, saying there's no time to grieve when you're dealing with everything else.
yeah.
The day of my mom's wake, my dad was in a nursing home, and I told him the day before. So I'm an
Mhm.
only child, so I had to do everything, get all the arrangements. I was 35, so get all the arrangements, do all that. The day of my mom's wake, the phone rings at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I hear Mr. Patras, and I'm like, I'm sorry, he's not here. This is Elias Patras, because no one ever calls me Mister, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Elias Patras, yes, yes, that's me. I'm like, trying to get up,
Yeah.
and your dad's being rushed to the emergency room. He's bleeding internally.
Oh.
I left my dad in ICU at 1 o'clock to go to the wake by
Mm.
2:30. And I stood up at that casket by myself going, how the hell am I
Yeah.
going to do this? And in that moment, oh, okay. God has a plan. I got to trust it. I got to know that my dad probably couldn't handle this.
Mhm.
So my dad was in ICU for 3 days and then out of it, like nothing happened.
Hmm.
I was like, it's like they almost shut him down energetically and
Yeah.
then brought him back, after the funeral.
Mm.
It was the weirdest thing. Um, Mary says, still nothing from Mike, though. He, ne- he never did follow instructions. Wow,
Well, you know him best, right? You know
that's
your
cute.
person best.
That's cute, Mary.
Yeah.
Brandon says, "Hey, Brandon. So I lost my sister quite unexpectedly and suddenly in the beginning of November. I was blessed to be there to be of service and gather the family before she passed. I had to be the one to tell my 85-year-old dad his firstborn was given days. I held it together. What I'm realizing is I'm not okay. I don't have proper control of my emotions, easy to overreact and be irrational in the moment. Have I not grieved properly yet, or is this normal? Or do I maybe need to take some real time?"
Hmm. That I'm so sorry to hear.
Brandon.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Brandon. Okay. See it be. You know, whether it's sudden death or something we kind of know is coming, it's all challenging. And what you're feeling is normal. You're grieving this loss. And, when people would say to me in the beginning, be strong, I didn't like that
Yeah.
because it's okay to not be okay. And thank you so much for having the courage to express that. That is healing in itself, to share with others and be present with us. Um, you know, uh, there's no proper way to grieve. It's you, and what's going on for your life is personal to you and your journey. And so it kind of cut off the comment. It says, or do I maybe need to take some real time? A And so I'm going to say that take a moment and sit with your heart and just touch your heart and breathe. And you'll know what's right if you need to take some time off, or what you need to do, you know, for you to help you through that. So, um, yeah, I don't like to tell people what to do because it's really,
Right.
it's just it's a personal experience and we all have to go through it. So the main thing that helps is having a connection with a group and like-minded people that you can just share and be present with.
Do you, Allison, combine the legacy grief coach with the heart math and do that together?
Yeah, so what I've done with the legacy grief coaching is I've blended a little bit of it. So not so much of their certified exercises and um, their documents, but the breathing, heart focused breathing is so powerful. Just a
Hmm.
couple of minutes of that, and I instantly feel better. So some of the breathing techniques like that, and bringing up appreciation, and if there's nothing you feel grateful for at the moment, just be grateful you're here. That you experience that kind of love with your person. And we get to just be here and share it with each other. So yes, I blend a little bit of the heart math with legacy grief coaching, but
And can you
yeah.
tell people, I know what it is, but can you tell people what heart math is?
Heart math, if you haven't heard of it, is super awesome. I love it. Uh, they have been doing research on the power of the heart for over 20 years, and they have all of the scientific proof and data to back it up. So as you know, we are energetic beings, but our heart actually extends an electromagnetic field up to 6 feet when we're in heart coherence. Now, they have all the information on there about the physiology, which I'm not a scientist, so I can't really explain it as well. You can go to heartmath.org, I think it is.
Greg,
Oh, you're frozen. You are frozen. I think you're about to say Greg Braden. I don't know if that's my internet or yours. Oh no. Help.
okay.
There you are.
We froze for a second. I put we are still here. Didn't want people to leave. Okay, it's like we're still here. Um, I don't know
Did
what's
you
happening.
say Greg Braden?
Yeah, Greg Braden
Yeah, I
does.
heard Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does heart math, and Dr. Joe Dispenza. They blend that with their work too, which is it's amazing. So I'm coming out with heart-focused meditations. So when those are available, we'll walk you through different guided ways to tap into the power of your heart, because that's where our soul lives. This is our home. And so for those of you that feel like you're missing your home, or had to sell your home, or don't have the home to go to anymore, this is your home, and this is where your loved one lives. So yeah, through both of the coaching that I do, it's all through, being heart focused.
Brandon says, thank you. I do HeartMath. I bought a monitor after Christmas. I will do more of it.
Yeah.
Excellent,
Yeah.
Brandon. Brandon was one of my students in massage school back in the day.
Oh.
So yes.
Cool.
Mary says, I realize this is a roller coaster ride, and I'm sometimes just hanging on for dear life, though each step forward is always a few inches farther than the last time. Yes. Hello, Sasha, again. And Jewel says the HeartMath sounds very cool. You would like it, Jewel. You would really like it. You would really love it's like that science and energy woo-woo mixed together, but it's super, super cool. And it's all scientifically based. And Greg Braden, actually, when I was at the Celebrate Your Life event in, oh gosh, what was it? It was July of 2019 in Skamania in Stevenson, Washington.
I love Skamania. I was there in 2018 for that one.
And I'm super excited to go back when they have it there. I love that place. There's just something that, oh my God.
And the outdoor fire pit. Oh,
that outdoor fire pit. And I'm sure Denise Lynn was there, right, when you were there? And she did the opening ceremony?
Yes.
With the drums?
And we got a stone that we washed in the river. And actually, that river, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it, but
Columbia River.
Yeah, I drove from Canada. It was about 6 hours. And then the Bridge of the Gods is there. And that was in that movie, Wild, with, what's her name? Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
Yeah. That was really cool.
I am hearing harps, so I'm going to do something really short. I will try and keep it really short. Yes. And then we'll take some questions. How does that sound?
Okay.
And remember, guys, love is eternal. That's why we're talking about this stuff, that we wanted to bring it together to let you know that they're not here physically, but you can tap in. They're, as Allison is showing you, they're in here. I know it's, I mean, I had a bad day the other day, and all I wanted was my mom and dad. Even at 56, I was like, I'm having a bad day. I just wish you guys were here. And I could feel them, and it's not the same, but I took a nap, and I did feel a little bit better after the nap. So let's see what Sue says real quick. When both my parents passed, I was their caregiver their last few years. I had two sisters that were too busy in their lives to really care. They wanted to sell the house. I could not afford to buy them out. The house was sold. I don't feel they are family anymore.
Yeah, the challenges, I echo and I feel you on that one. I have family too that just, I think sometimes when there's death, some people, the way maybe that they react to it, and I could be wrong, but it brings us face to face with our own mortality, and so they just kind of don't.
They don't know how to handle it.
They don't want to touch that. So
yeah.
That means you're strong and you're courageous, and it's tough, but we do it because we care, and for the people, we hold it up for people that can't, that maybe just can't do that. So
you just said courageous, so I just want to make sure that everybody knows you have more, that you've been in more than just one book.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them?
Sure. So my first book that I have a nonfiction story published in is Inspirations, 101 Stories for Daily Happiness, with As You Wish Publishing. And then I went on to be in The Grateful Soul as well, from As You Wish Publishing. And of course, last but not least, The Courageous Heart. And I also submitted a quote that's in the book. Hold on. It's somewhere over there. Everyday Hope is the latest book with As You Wish Publishing, and it's a journal and a bunch of quotes, and all of the proceeds from that book go to Hearts Helping Humanity, which is Sonny John Johnston's private group there. Yeah, so
super cool. Super cool.
yeah.
All right, give me a moment. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of, I'm just gonna do two things. So I'm gonna read something from here, and then I'm gonna give you an angel thing, and then we'll answer questions. So let me just, Allison, pick a number 1 through 100.
77.
Okay, 77. And I might need the reading glasses for this. So we'll just,
Okay.
thank God for the dollar store. 77. Here we go. Oh, I like this. Confidence. May you always follow what your heart is saying, regardless of what other people may think of you.
That was perfect.
Perfect. And no, guys, we didn't plan that.
Just so I here too.
Excellent. Okay, you were frozen for a second, so I hope we don't freeze. Okay. I was thinking 88. See, look at that. Okay. All right. Here we go, guys. Give me a moment. Good evening. Good evening, loved ones. What a joy and a privilege it is to be with all of you this evening. Eternal love. This, loved ones, is something that you must grasp. This idea, this feeling, this exuberance of eternal love. For every living thing, loved ones, the Creator has made with love. It is our destiny to connect with love. Love of self, love of others, love of nature, and love of all there is. We are part of that divine creation. All of us. Every living thing. Yes, we are energy, but the Creator made us, made the angels. The Creator made trees and plants and animals and human form. Feel the radiance, loved ones. Feel the essence flowing in your veins, coming together in harmony when you are with another loved one. And know that that connection is never broken. We are here to witness. We are here to support. We are here to encourage. We are here to transmute this energy to you when you are seeking it. Trust, loved ones. Love is truly eternal. We say this to you with peace and joy. Find the compassion with you. Your loved ones are always with you. Peace to you, loved ones.
That was so beautiful.
Thanks.
Thank you
Different.
so much. Yeah.
Each time, Allison, it's different. This was like different angels talking. It was like I can remember more with this. I don't know what this is. This was like a very light, super light energy.
Wow. It
No,
felt
it's
very
different.
mature, like it was a very mature being, just really, oh, it was just so beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh,
love, a lot of love there.
yes.
Like my heart, my hands are hot. Like my
Yeah.
hands are super hot right now. Um,
I have
oh,
a story
thank
to
you, Sue.
share when there's
Yes,
time.
please go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, after my dad passed, it was about 3 days later. And the backstory on this is him and I loved going to Cirque du Soleil together. We loved Cirque du Soleil, the music, everything they do is so colorful. And so we always went to see them when they came to town here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We'd seen a number of shows over the last 10 years, but so we were actually scheduled to go see Cirque du Soleil on his birthday, but he didn't wake up. So he always bought a keychain or like a mug or something, like some token from the gift shop when we went. And so he had this keychain, and I had never seen the back of this keychain. I have it here. So there's like the little Cirque du Soleil
Oh yeah.
symbol, the sun. And so about 3 days later, my brother's wife tossed me my dad's keys and said, "You can keep these," right? And I just looked at it, I flipped it over, and I lost it. I started bawling when I saw what it said. Okay, see if I can get this up close. It says, you probably can't see that, but it says, "The journey never ends."
Oh
Dot,
wow.
dot, dot.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that was his sign to me that it doesn't end, it just continues. And for us here that are in our physical bodies, still having this experience on earth, I just want to embody being like an earth angel. We are all earth angels here. The journey never ends. They're on a different leg of their journey now. And, so I just love that because that is eternal to me. That symbolizes the infinity, eternity. So I wanted to share that with you guys.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Now, guys, do you have any questions for Allison on what she does or any of her expertise? Now is a great time to ask a couple questions. And I know we are on a little bit of delay, so I will give you a moment to type it out and hear that what's going on. So thank you. I love that angel candle. I think that's just
Thank you.
beautiful. I think they're beautiful.
I'll
Oh,
send
you
you
sweet.
one in honor of your parents.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Regina says, "Wow, that is infinity."
yeah.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
So what I call my HeartMath coaching is I call it the heart's journey. And so legacy is live your legacy, be a legacy of love, and HeartMath is really take the heart's journey within to learn how to self-regulate and connect with your heart and tap into that heart intelligence.
Great.
Right? Yeah.
Right. Mary says, "Is it possible for your heart to actually hurt from grief? Sometimes when when I am in a really rough day, it feels like my heart hurts."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heartache is real. Yes.
Heartache is so real. And
Yeah.
that Mary, for me, it lessens little by little.
Yeah.
But the first 3 years were for me super hard. I mean, especially losing one after the other. I just barely started with my mom and then my dad, and then being an only child, and then seeing what happened to the family dynamic after that. It just was bizarre.
You know what I find super helpful for me, because I know that pain If you are able to go for a walk in nature and just put your hands on trees, they will actually help transmute that energy for you. And I just find it so healing, the fresh air, and yeah.
That's what we used to do in our retreats. When I would facilitate my retreats, I would tell people, okay, guys, go out and go hug a tree.
Yeah,
Literally put your face
literally.
on it and literally hug a tree. That energy, that's what they're there for. They will take it. Sue has a question.
Okay.
Allison, do you have regular broadcasts?
Me? I don't have regular broadcasts on Facebook yet. I do have a page and I'm on there sometimes. What I do is I like to interview people that have different stories and put them on YouTube. So my YouTube channel is HoneyHeart Co. And there's some really great interviews of people, men and women, that have lost a parent. And you know, we may have had a great relationship, we may have had a struggle, we may have had a challenging relationship, and they share their wisdom too of how they moved beyond that. So that might help you there if you want to look at that. But yeah, I will be on my page a little bit, just not every week, as Elias is. Is he frozen? Uh-oh. There, you're back.
We're
Woo!
back. I said, still here. It's frozen. Okay, we're good. So maybe a challenge, I think is what you wanted to say.
Oh, did I freeze there too?
You
Okay.
did. You did.
Yes. So the the videos on my YouTube give some great examples if we had a good relationship or a challenging relationship and how other people have gone through that. And I think you'll find some inspiration there for sure. Yeah.
And kind of, you know, I think many of you know my story, but my mom went within 12 hours. My dad went, you know, it was longer. He was in the nursing home and then hospice, and
that's what's happening with my mom, is with Alzheimer's progressing.
It's it's very challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is your YouTube, is what Priscilla is.
Okay.
I don't know, Priscilla, if that's
it. I don't know why it doesn't come up. Let me try that link right now. It doesn't come up with the name in it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
There's so the people that I do interviews with, they share their story and I brand them as a legacy of love.
Yes.
And then yeah, so I love that. And then I did an interview recently with a medium who gave me a personal reading years ago that talks about how I got into my meditation journey, which really awakened all these senses. So it's so exciting to see you channel. I mean, I don't call myself a medium, but I definitely am intuitive. So
I don't call myself a medium anymore. I'm more like a large, but you know, sorry. See, that's my dad's humor. That is totally my dad's humor.
That was a great one.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks.
But
chunk. Anybody else have any questions for Allison? Oh, here we go. It's so hard when they have Alzheimer's. How long has she had it?
Yes. She was diagnosed about 4 years ago, and she was just bumped up to moderate. So the pandemic has actually shown that it makes things progress faster. The lack of socialization and stimulation, for sure. So she has home care right now, and she will be going into a full-time care home at some time in the next maybe year, couple years. Don't really know. So the only person that she sees is me or the care aides that come in. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge. But you know what? This is something I want to say, because and my mom and I never had a really good close relationship. In fact, after my dad passed, I told her I didn't want a relationship with her. We had a lot of challenges. But through my choice to show up and be present with her and help take care of her, just because that's the caring kind of person I am, I have learned so much about love. And my dad was the example of unconditional love in my life that I thought I lost when he left or when he passed. But what I realized is that my mom is teaching me through her illness, through the challenge of it, to embody that love. And so when I get up now in the morning, I think to myself, what is love teaching me? So if you can look at your life, even the hard stuff, and think, what is love teaching me right now? Because it's all a chance to embody it. And yeah, so there's a little bit. I had to throw some wisdom in there at the end.
No, that's good. That's good. And once again, guys, here is Allison's website. This is her Instagram, if you want to follow her on Instagram. And please follow her, you guys. I mean, you are just a joy, my dear. You are truly, just like your chapter, you are a gem.
Oh, thank you
You
so
are a
much.
gem. And I hope you come back again
Thank you. Yes.
sometime. I
Yes,
would
would
love
love
to
to.
have you on here. So, guys, if you want to go to her website, you want to have one of those beautiful candles, please give her a buzz. Oh, real quick, do you think do you think they are still in there and they just can't interact with the outside world with Alzheimer's? I had an aunt that passed with it, and one aunt that is very advanced with it now.
You know, the soul is eternal, as we know. Something that I've witnessed, watching my mom and interacting with her and the challenges of dementia is, yes, they are in there, because she will look in the mirror and think, how did I get so old so fast? She says this to me, right? She sent me an email once, oh, I turned some music on and I was dancing like a little girl, like no one was watching. That spirit, that soul is definitely in there, and it doesn't age. What the issue with physically is that it's kind of like someone pouring water on a circuit board. The circuit board is just, it's part of the illness. And so things just don't work, as like they do. But definitely, absolutely, they're in there. And the best way that I connect with my mom is, I just tell her every day I love her. And what are you grateful for today, Mom? And she starts to express a lot more gratitude with everybody. So it's great.
And when I've channeled for people or when I've done a psychic medium reading, what I get is sometimes when their parent has dementia or has Alzheimer's, I'm like, and I describe them and they're like, no, they're still here.
Yeah.
And I said, is there dementia and Alzheimer's? Yes, there is. So what I hear from everybody upstairs is that they step out, they learn stuff, and they come back in. So they're getting their lessons before they go, also as they're about to process. So it's like when they're out of it, they're being taken somewhere and they come back in. So I always feel like when I feel their energy, I'm like, feels like they're in and out. And then, and I was getting that a lot when I was doing this work in the beginning. And every time I talk to somebody, like, oh, this one has dementia, this one has Alzheimer's. So fascinating to me. Okay, guys, this is the last one. My dad diagnosed for 6 years, last 3 years. I helped mom care for dad. He was home during all his care and nurses came to the house. 3 years later, mom passed. She didn't want me to leave her all alone. So I stayed. I can't believe I was the strong one. Yes, Sue. And blessings to you, my friend, because it's hard. It's challenging. And, I could never, ever imagine for me being at the gravesite and watching my mom go into the ground and not having my dad there because my dad was in ICU. And the weird thing is my mom loved robins, her favorite bird. And I remember when we moved from the south side to the east side, there was a bird that had a scratch on its breast. And my mom's like, look, honey, the bird from the south side came all the way to the north side. And in my head, I'm like, it's a robin, right? And my mom's like, really? With that? And her eyebrow went up. So I knew that she was like, look,
Yeah.
the one eyebrow. And she said, that bird has the same scratch on its chest.
Oh.
Wouldn't you know, at the cemetery, after everybody puts the flowers on the casket, I look up, there were 12 robins surrounding all
Wow.
of us in a circle.
Wow, that's amazing.
It just,
Oh,
it was just,
what a beautiful sign, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
And thank you, Priscilla. She's just said, see you for meditation at 9 p.m. Yes, 9 p.m. Central Time. Guys, I'll be back. All right. Taking care of parents is the most challenging yet the most rewarding. That's so true. Okay, guys. Allison, again, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Hold
you.
that thought for a moment. Everyone else, I'll be back on in 44 minutes.
Oh,
54 minutes. Sorry, 54 minutes. I'll be back on and we'll do guided meditation. Have a beautiful night, everyone. Thank you. And remember,
thank you so much.
love is eternal. Don't forget that. Thank you
The
again,
journey
Allison.
the journey never ends. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. The journey never ends. Thanks, guys.